Yes. Yes, 2 times. I know the vibes. She like, ooh la la. They go, ooh la la. She like, ooh la la. Ooh la la. On a Saturday. Ooh la la. They go, ooh la la. Looking for M's like I lost a friend. Hop up out the bed like, where's the bread? What it do, people? You're now tuned in. Popovich TV. Oh yeah, we live, we rolling, we unscripted, we authentic, that feeling. Back up and here one more again. So if it's your first time, then the question is, where you been? Because over here on this side, we like to deal with sports, hip-hop, entertainment, interviews sometimes when the people don't be acting flaky, Popovisms 101, and of course, motivation. So before you jump off the page and Usher to the left, Diddy to the right, take that, I'm going to need you to hit that like button. I'm going to need you to hit that subscribe button. I'm going to need you to smash that notification bell so when I upload the videos, you get alerted. You get alerted when I upload the videos, and if it's not your first time and you've been rocking with the channel, good looking. But you know how I do. You know how I plainly start my show. Tony, there was no other way. We in the end game now. And we is in the end game, people. We in the end game because when it's cold outside, girl, who are you holding? When it's Brickington outside, who are you holding? I'm being funny, but I'm not. one of my men co-workers, one of my male co-worker friends, he like, yo, it's so motherfucking cold, I may have to jump in a relationship. He like, if you ain't got no girl when you go home and you curling up by yourself and shit, and you ain't got no Bunningtons, then you assed out. He was being funny, but he wasn't. He was being funny, but he wasn't. It's definitely mad Brickington outside, and if you ain't got a pair of Cozy Souls, you know what I'm saying, then you might be assed out. The Cozy Souls is gone, but I thought I'd just, you know what I mean, remind people of what I used to be doing and shit when we start the show off. When it's cold outside, girl, you ain't had the motherfucking Sixers, then you missed out. You ain't had these babies for the winter time, then you missed out. You ain't had a LeBron James, you know what I mean? Like LeBron James, then you missed out. If you ain't had a motherfucking the phone posits, the galaxies, then you missed out. If you ain't had a motherfucking Marty McFly's, then you missed out. And we had a lot of flavors, you know what I mean, when we was doing the Cozy Soul thing. But yeah, when it's cold outside, ladies and gentlemen and lowlife, niggas bring more to the table than just finances. And finances not even on some billionaire shit, but just regular 50-50, 60-40, 70-30 type shit. And you living in the ghetto. Nobody's smiling. The ghetto, like you in the ghetto, and it's fucking 6 degrees below zero, and you got to go to work in the morning, but your man is a good man, you know what I'm saying? So he get up, go start your car, shovel your car for the snow and all that, so when you get in, your butt be warm because the seat warmers is on, AC blowing that hot air for you, and you could just go to work on a regular, but for somebody, you know, for a lady that don't got no man like that, right? And she can have a man, but he may not even do that shit. Then you got to go outside, freezing your little buns off. Get inside, wait for the AC to heat up. Only thing that heat up first is the seat warmers, right? And I'm just making fun and being light because Valentine's Day is coming next Saturday, a week from now. And y'all know we don't celebrate that. We ain't going to go off into that though, but y'all know we don't celebrate that. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers. They ain't cover. Niggas won by 7. Damn it. I needed them to win by 10. Fucking bastards. Anyway, in other news, we in the end game because Little John lost his son. 27 years old. According to him, obviously a good young man, a productive young man. In society, was a good spirit, was a good person. They found him in Atlanta, in a lake somewhere. You know what I mean? And I don't know how cold it is in Atlanta. Obviously, they're not like up here, but I'm sure it still get frigid. I know one of the places that I've been to the most is Atlanta, and it's just disheartening. You don't know. Obviously, if it's foul play, I'm not getting that sense. Although I don't want to give any false information out, etc. But I do want to say condolences to the Little John family. Obviously, it's a tough pill, tough blow, tough situation to be dealing with when a parent, as they always say, right? For a parent to have to bury their kids, you know what I mean, or see their kids die. You know what I mean? That's tough. You know what I'm saying? Because it's supposed to be the other way around. Because the thinking is, your kids should outlive you. You know what I mean? They should grow old and watch you grow old to where you pass, not to where they dying young and mothers and fathers is burying their babies, which we know that happens oftentimes, in the neighborhoods that we come from. But this don't have nothing to do with that. At least I don't think they ain't say he was shot or nothing like that. So it also leads me to believe, and again, I'm trying to be sensitive. Obviously, y'all know on Pop of his TV, we don't we don't talk ill of the dead, we don't disrespect, we don't do none of that. Even if we may have some opposing views of the person who passed, especially if it's fresh. Like, you know what I mean? You got to give time, you got to give grace. You got to give what you would want somebody to give your family before you just jump on the internet and start talking crazy shit, right? But mental health, thinking that, you know what I mean, I don't know, will make you want to jump in the river, you know what I mean, or the little pond, you know what I'm saying? And I only say that to say, like, you never know why somebody will commit the S word, and I don't know if that's the case, so I'm not saying that, but I'm speaking on that now. Like when you say, well, what's the difference between walking outside and getting hit by a bus and just stepping into traffic, offing yourself with the blicky, you know what I mean, the bling blow, or, jumping off the, a mountain into the river and you die that way, you know what I mean, or however you end up taking your own life. I don't know. Great Destiny, what's the word? Greatest Destiny, how you doing? Happy Saturday. Happy New Year, too. I haven't heard from you, seen you in a minute. And again, I don't know if that's the case with Little John's son. All I'm saying is that, if it is that, J. Cole's, which we'll talk about in a minute, on one of his songs on this album that just dropped, The Fall Off, right? He like, if people with money, if that's the case, then they can buy Zen, meaning they can buy peace, they can buy serenity. You can have some type of bliss in this life. But we see often too many times people that are well off, whether it's through their own means and grinding and hustling, etc., or if it's through their parents and they in the lineage of people that got money. And I got money. And you say, damn, such and such took his own life. But his parents is the Waldorfs. Or his parents is, the woo-woos and the ah-ah-ahs, and they did what? Or they acting out, and when we talk about T.I., which we'll talk about in a minute, when we was talking about King acting out, like your father's rich, your family's rich, your father made a way for you, and you little snotty nosed entitled bastard, you know what I mean? I'm just, being funny, but I'm not. And so when you do certain movements and things, people will look and be like, yeah, but you don't even got to do all that. You know what I mean? Like, that's not your life. As Shannon Sharp was talking about Ja Morant, and that's not your life. So you don't got to act hard. But, whatever the case, again, condolences. It's a sad, situation where you got to, hear the news that your child is gone, whether it's through self deletion or even being murdered or something tragic happening, it's sad. And we also in the end game because it's also sad when you got to get the phone call. You know what I mean? Like Savannah, Gotri, you know what I mean? Gutri, however you say their name, and they passed the ransom note. You know what I mean? Like the ransom note. Far from handsome, but damn a nigga told what you told. More gun than roses, foes is shaking in their boots. Invisible like the gooch, vamoose, you whacked at me. When you get a note and people say, yo, we're gonna do such and such to your mammy unless you deliver those ends. Like, what is hidden for? And you say, damn, that's another distraught, disheartening situation. You know what I'm saying? When you get the call, they talking about they're going to off your moms or your pops or your daughter or your son, your loved one, your niece, your nephew. You know what I'm saying? Cut their fingers off, dig out their eyes or whatever it is just for the money. And my money, 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 my bitch is my money, 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 money. Money is my bitch, my money, money, money. Like on some nice shit, people do anything for the money. And some people, just to have it. Like some people need it. And a lot of times when they don't have the resources, they don't have the opportunity, then like Meek Mill says, if I ever go broke, I'm going to take your money. I'm going to go to the castle where I know they got all of the riches and I'm going to take. And even if I got to die trying or get rich and die trying, even though a Raekwon album, right, The Emperor's New Clothes, he like, don't die trying to get rich. Fuck problems that you can't fix. But we were talking about that situation that's been spinning in the clip, as I like to say, right? And it's unfortunate, you know what I mean? You don't know if your parent is alive, your loved one is alive, they being tortured. The mental gymnastic that a mind or someone has to do if their loved one is in that situation. You know what I'm saying? And she elderly, she older, you know what I mean? So it's like, what you gonna do to me? You know what I mean? And then, from the news clips that I'm seeing, a little small pockets of news where they're reporting on this, and it's all over the news, so make no mistake, I'm not trying to say that it's like reporting on a little, and then that's it. It's definitely all over the CNN, the Fox, all of the networks, News One, where, where I'm at, where I get News One. I just mean in the sense that they like, they sent the note or they got word to whoever, but it's no lead to get to them. You know what I mean? It's like, all right, you sent us what you sent us, but how are we going to get you on the bat line? Can I know if my mother's alive? Can I talk to her? So they saying now that they got to devise like words and, questions that only she would know the answer to get them to at least see if she's alive. And I hope they bring her back safe. It's anytime when anybody is kidnapped, think of the Lil Wayne line, kidnap a nigga, make him feel like a kid again. When you kidnapped, you know what I mean? And I help people hostage, you know what I mean? So I know what it's like. And I'm not saying that lightly. That was in another lifetime. Erykah Badu, I was on a different wave and all. I know what it's like to, tie up, do shit like that, you know what I'm saying? Not send ransom notes, but basically we charged with kidnapping, you know what I mean? Even or hostage, holding them in the place, tied up and all that, when you're trying to get the money, the cake. I need the cake, motherfucker. The unit don't play. We rap, but we scrap like on some Banks and 50 Cent shit. Cake, and when you gotta, take from others, so you think, right? And some people is on that type of time. We hope she, get home safe, healthy, all limbs intact. Horrible situation when you have to go through that, especially as the kids or even the husband, you know what I mean? And you wondering, or the wife, wondering, what's going on with your loved one, you know what I'm saying? Horrible. But let's talk about this shit though. This other shit that's trending and spinning in the clip. Let's talk about Donald Trump and the Lion King. The Lion King. I don't know what the fuck they saying. I mean, you drop it in the comments if you know what this song is saying. All I know is the Lion King. They doing that little jingle and shit. Donald Trump, the president, right? Teflon Don. He's in the news again, spinning in the clip for all the wrong reasons. And before we get to exactly why he's spinning in the clip, I'll just say this, because I don't speak from I'm not defending him because I'm not a Republican. I'm not gonna hie him to the highest tree and throw him off throw him off and let him hang by a rope because I'm not a Democrat. I'm in the middle, or I guess I'll be considered an independent. I'm not a liberal. I don't think maybe borderline conservative with certain views and values that I stand upon. I don't think everything should be loosey goosey. But with that being said, I'm not definitely on one side or the other. So I'm not gonna get up here and be like, he didn't do nothing wrong, or hang him to the cross and line him up to the firing squad. But what I will say is, as I've said in the past about any, presidential position, judicial position, executive position, city council, city, borough president, leaders or bosses of organizations, judges, I think I said judges, lawyers, policemen, FBI agents, ICE agents, anybody in these type of fields, whether you like it or not, and whether it's in the contract or not, to me, in my opinion, it's a certain standard that you have to abide by. It's a certain like Coach Mike Mike coach for the Pittsburgh Steelers, right? Mike Tomlin. There's a standard, and all you got to do is just maintain that standard. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. As long as you maintain and you going steady, then you're good. But what are we talking about? We're talking about the tweet, the video of the election, allegedly maybe kind of sort of being rigged, scripted, and all this bubblegum shit. I'm not saying it was or it wasn't, because I don't know. Don't very much care, like Tony Stark. I don't really care. He killed my mother. I don't really care. You know what I'm saying? I didn't vote, so I don't give a fuck. That's side note. But when you hold the office of the presidency or any of those positions that I said, and obviously we human, so people are going to fall short all of the time. Make no mistake about it, right? It's a low class. It's low class, bro. It's beneath you, or it should be. But again, we're human. So when they go low, we go to hell. Oh, that's Michelle Obama said. No, that's Shannon Sharp said that. Michelle Obama said when they go low, we go high. Even though we've seen, little stuff where Barack, because that's where we're getting to, where Barack has said some shit about Trump, not doing no videos and no AI shit, but just basically, fuck that nigga, basically. Not saying fuck him, but, I think it's the meme where he brushing them off, or Michelle was saying, little IQ is low, or basically saying little things about him. Obviously, at the inauguration, when you got to transfer the power, you can see Michelle was dumb tight on the first time around. She was tight. Had her vein all the way popped out. And I remember because I watched the inauguration, and obviously they was there, to show transition and all that, but they didn't want to be there. And then you see she ain't come to Jimmy Carter or whatever his name was, the other president or whoever died. She ain't let Barack show up by herself looking like El Fulio. And that's you, Barack Obama. But what are we talking about? We were talking, why did I do the Lion King thing? Anyway, it's a video, again, that came out first about the election, whether it was rigged or not rigged. And then at the end of the reel, a video comes on where Barack is a monkey, Michelle is a monkey, Hillary Clinton is a baboon or an ass or a donkey. All the Democrats and shit, people is in there. It's the Lion King theme, right? And at the end, as the video was going off, you see Trump coming through like Simba. You know what I mean? His face is on a lion. Some people's faces is on monkeys, the baboons, little other donkeys and other shit, right? And it's crazy, you know, it's funny to me. And I don't want to drag this out too long, but I want to say I think it's low class, but I don't think it's racist. I don't think just because he put them on the monkey, and I get it. I know in the past or, you know, throughout American history, you know, blacks have been referred to, has been referred to as little monkeys, right? You little monkey. And Rick Ross was calling 50 Cent a monkey. You little monkey. You know what I'm saying? Hold on. You little monkey, right? You swaggerless monkey. And all that's cool. It's black on black, right? And Eazy-E once said, nigga say nigga we cool, but cracker say nigga nut the fuck up, but I gotta be the fast nigga to never be the last nigga, or I have to beat your ass nigga. In the city you see action first, to hear about it later in the verse of curse, because I'm real with this to keep my shit straight pumping. Murder created by the streets of Compton. Now get it from the underground poet. I live it, I see it, and I write it because I know it. And if you think I'm fucking your wife, you're motherfucking right. Because I'm a nigga for life. So basically, he like, nigga say nigga we cool, but cracker say nigga nut the fuck up. Meaning like, I'm about to, you know what I mean, pop off on you. And we seen plenty of videos now because the internet is here to stay, folks, until they unplug that bitch and we get unplugged out of the matrix. Plenty of videos where white folks or other, you know, people that ain't black, oh, but you're black. 22 minutes into the show, oh, but you're black. We could call each other niggas all day, and it's not an issue. And I get it. I'm from that era. I use the word nigga. Sometimes I be ashamed. Sometimes I don't. Just keeping it a buck. You know, as I age and I mature, I get older. You know, I try to be righteous. I try to be my best version of myself every day. So why you just can't eliminate that shit from your vocabulary? Because you ain't really trying. You don't really want to. We owned the word. We took the word, right? That's the rationale. So we can say what the fuck we want. Y'all just can't say it, even though, you know, and they don't, because we took the word back. Even so much so that if you say it, or they say it, and they ain't invited to the barbecue, or they ain't cool like that, you might get punched in your face. Not from me, though, because words don't control me. Even though we notice, you know, that lie parents told us, sticks and stones break your bones, but words will never hurt me. We know words do hurt. They have burned you to the fucking core, like ether. Get in your soul and burn like ether. You know what I'm saying? That should have lasted longer than a square up fair one with somebody and you get your pride taken and your manhood beat down and your ego bruised. You would get over that shit. But some strong words, especially from somebody that know you or love you, that shit is sting and burn your soul for years. I know plenty of adults that go all the way back to when they was kids. Like, yo, you 50 years old. You talking about something that happened when you was 17. My nigga, 23, yo. You was 23. That's 27 years ago. That's high school. That's college. And you sure is ugly. You sure is ugly. Know what I mean? Or some Sealy and some Color Purple shit. Niggas be 50, 40 or whatever, still dealing with mental trauma from that age. And you say, damn, bro, you 50. And this shit happened at 23? So that's 27 years ago. But basically, what am I saying? I'm saying that if you seen that video and you think because, you know, he put Barack on a monkey. Now, let's just be clear before we even go further. Barack Obama absolutely looked like Curious George. I'm just saying, like, that nigga looked like Curious George. You could beat it up in the comments. He definitely looked like Curious George. The nice, smooth, short Caesar, the gray hair, the big ears. That nigga looked like Curious George. You can't tell me that I'm not. You can't tell me that that's not true. But if you got triggered, if you was feeling, this shit racist. But what about the other people who he put on animals' faces? And if we being completely honest, Not only do Barack Obama look like Curious George, but basically the human race, we all can resemble a type of animal. If you really think about it, somebody look like snakes. I mean, not behavior, face features. I know plenty of women, and I like when they got the round face like a lion in the meme and all that, looking like a lioness. Know what I mean? Looking like, know what I mean? Damn, shorty can get it. I like them type of features. I like that. You know what I'm saying? We all have different type of features that you can, correlate or, like, oh, it look like a, this type of animal or whatever. You look like a baboon, or your nose make you look, or your lips make you look like this. To me, it's not that serious. I think we're gonna need more proof to prove that he's a racist. If he is, he is. He hid it for a lot of years. Even hanging with Mike Tyson and Muhammad Ali, the greatest, the great Muhammad Ali, right? And other people donated money to Jesse Jackson running for president. And, people, that's the past. He was hiding it. All right, cool. I don't care. Because I'm not a Republican and I'm not a Democrat. I don't give a fuck, right? But just on this particular video, I'm not defending and I'm not over outrage. It was a fucking little video. And this is the last couple of thoughts that I'll put on before we move to the next topic. Although Barack Obama was the president, right? The first black president, that's a great feat. That motherfucking Jeezy made the song about him and Nas jumped on the remix after their little beef of hip hop is dead, or Nas saying hip hop is dead, right? In my opinion, so you can have your own opinion, but in my opinion, and maybe years later, Barack Obama will get there, in my opinion, because it'll be more generations down and we probably can appreciate it more. But as far as legacy, he's not on Dr. King level. He's not on Malcolm X level. Why am I bringing this up? Because the outrage for this that people have, the selective outrage, it's racism. He shouldn't have put Michelle Obama on no monkeys and all that. And even though it's other people in the video on monkeys. And he made himself a lion. Few years ago, maybe 2 years ago, a friend of mine asked me to say some MC rhymes. 2 years ago, 1 year ago, whenever it was some memes spinning in the clip about Dr. Martin Luther King. And they had him with the grill in his mouth, gold chain on his neck, slapping bitches, putting them in different settings because the internet is undefeated and, dare I say, diabolical. You had some people in the comments, saying this is unacceptable because the family was mad. So y'all offended the family of the great Dr. Martin Luther King, right? And people was defending that shit. Black people, right? Oh, but you're black and you want to go to South Africa. A lot of y'all was defending that shit. Not me. I wasn't one of them. I felt offended. And I felt the family had a right to say, yo, we're going to try to ban and block any of these channels and these fucking platforms and posts that's posting the shit up about our grandfather, our father, our great grandfather or whatever the case. Like this is diabolical, and this shows that this is why nobody respects us. Because we doing it to our own. And then I got to quote the dude from Atlanta. You killed your own this time. You killed your own. Which we do all the time. I say, damn. People wasn't outraged about Martin Luther King having grills in his mouth, being in the club, throwing dollars. Like, they made him in a lot of different ways. Like, they put his, the internet. But this is before AI, or maybe AI was just starting, right? It was for a few people that was able to do this shit. But I'm thinking this was before ChatGPT, Canvas, design, and all these different AI, systems now, and programs, not systems, programs. People was just, nice with it. And they put his face on different scenes and had him doing different things. And it looked funny and it's cool for the onlooker, saying, they just having fun. They keeping his name alive. But other people was like, yo, you violating our legacy. You violating what he did for the civil rights movement. Why would you choose him to do that? And although it was some people mad at B. Simone, like, well, how good of a king is he? He's good of a good man. Violating Dr. Martin Luther King. It was some outrage, but it wasn't like this. And all the news channels is reporting on this shit. because it's the Dems versus the Republicans. And I'm so glad that I'm neither, because I don't give a fuck. So when you come to my channel, know that I'm going to just go with who I think is right in a particular instance. I'm not heavy on no side. Some people are so blinded that no matter what side they on, if it's some put tampons in the boys' bathroom, the my songs of them is down with that shit. They cool with that shit. If it's some real bubblegum shit going on with the Republicans, they cool with that shit. You rarely see people from the opposite sides of the aisle say, nah, that ain't cool what my party did. Because they don't want to be ostracized. They don't want to be thrown under the bus. But when you come to my channel, Popovich TV, we live, we rolling, we unscripted, we are authentic. That feeling back up in here. One more again, you get the real. You don't get either side overzealous, can't think past go because you're blinded by the facts. That's a Heavy D reference. You're blind, baby. You're blind to the facts. You can't see what I can see. You're blind, baby. You blind to the facts. And I don't get everything right, even being in the middle. But Anton Daniels, right? He's spinning in the clip. He's still spinning in the clip since Corey Holcomb said, say it again, nigga. You know what I mean? And he said, fuck Malcolm X. Fuck Malcolm X. I don't think nobody that I ever met in my life that was a black person, no matter their religion, whether they was violent, non-violent, any by means necessary, turn the other cheek. I never heard nobody say, fuck Malcolm X. Yet he on the platform, although it may be his own, said, fuck Malcolm X, bro. And it wasn't no big outrage. It wasn't no big, yo, we got to cancel this nigga. They talking about canceling him now because they see that he's a drifter. He's a teeterer. He played in your face. He played and took Pearly, just Pearly Things playbook and he flipped it and bounced it. And here they come. Now, I mean, here you say one word. Then here they come, want to flip it and bounce it and get the shine on your shit before you get a chance to shine on your own shit. That's what he did. And nobody said nothing. Yeah, he did a Lion King's theme. And again, I started with, it's low class. President, you shouldn't do that. You're the president of the United States. Have some dignity. Have some self-respect. Leave the bubble games alone, right? The bubblegum games alone. Leave that shit to leave that shit to 50 Cent. Leave that shit to them niggas that got a feel for the internet. You stay in your lane. You govern America. You leave that shit to one of your flunkies, as he tried to say. I ain't watched the whole video. Nigga, you're lying. But it is released, and I don't think it's racist. I think it's low class, but I don't think it's racist. If it would have been racist if it was just Barack and Michelle and nobody else. You had who I don't even know these people names because I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? The House Speaker, the one that tried to speak like Barack Obama, the light-skinned brother, had Hillary Clinton, had the Spanish guy Anthony Ortez, had Cortez, the female. I had all of those people in it. So it wasn't like he was just targeting black people. That's where your argument gets shipped by the wayside. If it was just black people and they all was monkeys or some shit, and it wasn't the Lion King theme, then it would have been like, damn, Trump, they've been saying you racist for a long time. So them pictures with with fucking Muhammad Ali and all that, Jesse Jackson, that shit don't really mean nothing because you must have been capping. You was hiding it real good. But it had multiple, had Spanish in there, had white in there, had black in there. It was a multitude of different nationalities and Democrats. So that's where you lose your argument. But let's have outrage for the real shit, people. Come on, man. Any little given thing, you get all your motherfucking titties in the bunch. And what Kanye West said, ooh, they so sensitive. Don't never fix your lips in silogen and say something when you're going to end up apologizing. Let me know if it's a problem then. All right, man, holler then. La, 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 la. Wait till I, you know what I mean? Like, come on, y'all niggas is too sensitive. Cut the bullshit. Cut the bullshit. That's how I feel. Let's talk about this shit. This got a lot of people going. Boom, boom. Boom, 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 like it's provocative. It gets the people going. And that is Gorilla's sister, right? She spinning in the clip. And because when one thing's spinning the clip, people attach other things to the clip. I won't play neither of the clips. I'll just go on because I ain't going to be on too long. And maybe I will. Y'all know me. I could talk. Anyway, Gorilla's sister then came out. She mad that her sister, Gorilla, claiming that she do certain things for the family. She brought, I guess, their father a car and shit like that. So it's bringing up the question of, if we was pulled together, if one of us get rich, is the rich person now obligated to look out for the person that's still poor? That's what we're going to deal with. That's the theme of this topic, right? Seen a lot of people on both sides, and I understand both. The reason why I mentioned when certain things spin, other things come up, because people are attaching Carissa Shields. She had came out, did a long post, and I won't read it. Maybe if I get a chance to chop the video up. I know I haven't been doing that lately for people that follow my channel. I apologize. Like I said, a few months ago, I wasn't working. Then I ended up getting the gig. I'm out in the streets, cure violence, working with kids, trying to make the neighborhood safer. So now I'm on the schedule and shit. So on my lives, after I do them, I can't really just take a topic and chop it up like that. It is what it is. I need to get an editor. But anyway, she came out with a long post about, fuck all that. I had to get up at 5 in the morning, 3 in the morning. I had to run the miles. I had to diet right. I had to fight men and do all this. And everything that she said, I 1000% agree with her. I raised my hand and said, yo, she telling the truth. She like, I couldn't smoke weed. I couldn't party. I didn't have a childhood. I had to fucking get it out the mud, right? She like, so if you want to get it like I get it, stop smoking, sacrifice, save your money, learn to trade, learn to do all those things she said is absolutely true because we're all adults. And Slick Rick said, if you over 18, I wish you act like an adult. Don't live in the world, love, hate, hate, hate. Pull yourself together and get yourself straight. Men don't steal, hey, most don't borrow. And if you smoke crack, your kids will smoke crack tomorrow. So be more mature and kids, do your chores. You got to get it how you get it as an adult. Nobody owes you nothing. That's the first part of the argument. Because a lot of people was agreeing, saying that, we're talking about Gorilla, but I did mention Carissa Shields because I guess during all of the hype, she be online. I know she be in the comments and calling up stations, acting like somebody else, then fucking up. And then that's you, Carissa Shields. We know that's you calling up these motherfucking podcasters and acting like somebody else. That's that, right? So that's why I brought it up, because she spoke on it basically without mentioning Gorilla name. And I agree with what she was saying. If you got discipline, you self-resilient, you get it out the mud by yourself, you sacrifice so much, when you get to be a millionaire or you get to be the best around, and nothing's ever gonna keep you down, you the best around, and you feel and you get paid handsomely for that, yeah, you can look back and say, damn, I went to high school with them. Well, that's my family. That's my sister. That was my cousin and them. You can give back if you want to. You're not obligated to do shit. Men, we already know this because and this is in addition to the argument of men and women not being the same. We already know that. If you don't know that, then that's on you, especially if you're a woman and you think we the same. Okay, I'm not going to go back and forth with you online or in real life because my time is valuable. I can't get my time, effort, and energy back trying to explain. And don't go busting your head against the wall. That's what the white man wants you to do, right? I'm not going to do that. You can argue with other women about that. We're not the same. We don't think the same. We ain't built the same. We are the same as we're human. What do I mean by that? I mean that from the beginning, little boys, before they become men and they grow, hopefully to be productive men in society, we already know nobody's coming to fucking save us. We know that already. We go into life, whatever age you find out, you get smacked with reality, up, there goes gravity, up. So, like, whatever age, and every person, the age, it happens a little different. For everybody, for every man. You say, oh shit, ain't nobody gonna give me no pass. I don't even care if you handsome, right? I don't care if you handsome. Women, if you're attracted, a little more different, pretty privilege and shit. You might get a little handsome privilege, and you might get buns, but that's not going to really help you elevate too much if you don't have the substance to go with that. Basically, what I'm saying is that we know ain't nobody coming to save us, so we got to get it out the mud. We don't expect if something happens in our circle or one of our mans, you would think that if y'all cool enough and no bad blood transpired between y'all, that you would get a little something. But you know you got to work hard, and if you don't, you got nobody to blame but yourself. Gorilla sister, she's a female. That's why I had to bring that up first. She a woman, even though she acting like a stud. And I ain't laughing at it. I seen the video. I don't know if this is old video or current video, but in the comments, everybody like she wanted to go viral for getting at her sister. She going viral now. I think she got punched in the face. A dude like bust her up or whatever. Looked like they was outside the store. Side note, I'm not happy that she got her face smacked up or whatever. But women, even though you might be in the stud zone, you might be in the lesbian zone, you might feel like you're a man when you strap on, right? You're still gonna get that period. You still get older if God bless you to live. You're still gonna get that menopause. You're gonna get that menstrual cycle every month, and you're gonna get that menopause. Man's still gonna be somewhere in the mix. See how I did? Menopause, menstrual cycle, men, you're still gonna get that. Whether you hate men and you don't want to be a man and all that, you still gonna get some type of man in your box in your situation. I'm being funny, but I'm not. They may not think that. Like, yo, she made it rich. We was eating peanut butter sandwiches together. We was drinking sugar water and all that. Now she made it. She telling y'all she think, she's the best thing since sliced bread. All of her fans think she doing everything for her family. She ain't doing nothing for me. And Pop still, struggling. My mother still working at FedEx. That part, you got to say, all right, well, was your mom's a good mom's? Did she do what she was supposed to do? Was she a scumbag parent? Was she a drunky, drug-addicted parent? And that's, drug addiction is real. Obviously, there's plenty of, money in that business of drug counseling and drug addiction, and it's a disease, right? And it is. Ask somebody that smoke crack. Ask somebody that's on coke. Cocaine is a hell of a drug. Ask somebody that's on that dope shit. It's hard to get off, and it is an addiction. It is a disease if you get hooked. That's why you should say no to drugs. But if you curious George and you decide to do that shit and you get hooked, your whole life can change. That's for the kids that's watching the show. I don't think we get a little young kids, but pass that along, right? And if you smoke crack, your kids will smoke crack tomorrow. So be more mature and kids, do your chores. Anyway, without making a long draw, my stance is I'm like Jada. I'd rather be broke together than rich alone, backing them down, clapping them down. Fuck whatever's happened before. I'm what's happening now. But that's just me. I got a big heart. I'm a dreamer. I love the people. I'm a people's person. So even if, my moms wasn't a good moms, right? And my moms ain't the best of moms. She ain't number one. I'm sure there's other better moms. And that's not even a knock. I love my mother. I'm just keeping it a buck as I do on my channel. And she would say, Leon, you're right. Or Anthony, which is my middle name. She would say, you're right. I probably ain't top 10. Top 5 dead or alive. And a lot of our parents are probably like that. But I'm saying for me, no matter what my mother rank at as far as 100, 100,000, 1, 2, 3, 4, drug user, not a drug user, abuse me, didn't abuse me. If I get rich, money-wise, I've been rich. Like Holson, and I've been rich. Won't change for no paper. Plus, I like 88 been crushing them. Lennon been like, you know what I mean? Like, come on. Like, I've been doing this. And we are rich if we take finances out and we think of what we really have in our lives. Some people just don't realize that. So they depressed, they down, they think they competing or they got to compete with the Joneses. That's a side note. Me personally, if I was to hit the lotto and, financially $1,000 every month to the rest of my life or $5,000 every month, my mother ain't got to ask for shit. My sister ain't got to ask for this. This is my family, though. I don't know the dynamics of their family. I don't think nobody's obligated, but I'm just saying for me, if I ever get good, my niggas, my day ones, even people from the neighborhood that I know, if I got it, you could get it. I'm not going to just be freely nilly-lilly, but you can't take it with you. Some men tried and, well, now I said, some men tried and died, but none of it worked. They just robbed your grave. I'd rather be alive and paid before my number's called, history's made. They gonna rob your fucking grave, nigga, if you trying to take it with you. You know what I mean? And if everything ain't right with your, the paperwork anyway, corporations or your family, if you ain't got no will, which a lot of us don't, somebody gonna get that shit somehow anyway in the script. They gonna write it all, flip it and bounce it. Somebody, you gonna get a third, you gonna get this. We don't be thinking about that shit. We ain't got life insurance, we ain't got no wills, so it don't matter anyway. For a lot of us. Some of us is on point with that shit, like, nah, I ain't worked this hard just to get this far. So French Montana said, right, I ain't come this far just to come this far. I went deaf on the bitch. You went deaf on the bitch? So for me personally, I'm going to look out for my loved ones, for the people that I was poor with, for the people I came up with. No matter Allah, now if you did something really, really, really fucking greasy, like you really violated, might still give you a smidgen because I'm up now and I don't give a fuck right now. Even that's not the line that Drake said. He said, I'm up right now and you stuck right now. I ain't going to give a fuck right now. If I'm up right now, I don't give a fuck right now. As long as it ain't going to make me broke or break me or, put you in a position where you try to end up backdooring me or hurting me, man, I don't give a fuck, man. You need your rent paid, my nigga. You know what I mean? You woo, 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 sis. You all right. You and your kids high. Little your grandmother that used to be over there. I'm rich. What the fuck? What you need? Call a bat line. I can't take this shit with me. I'm going to get my blessings either way. That's the thing. I'm going to be blessed either way. I'm already blessed. So why, 52 black people or, what was Tracy Morgan, right? Got nothing to do with this, but kind of do. He was at the awards or whatever, and I guess he was signing autographs or taking pictures. This just happened maybe like a month and a half ago. And some kid he went to school with, maybe he used to smack him around, who knows? Maybe he used to bully him, I don't know. But he was like, yo, you remember? He's like, yeah, I know I remember you. You know what I mean? He's like, yo, can you throw me anything? I'm fucked up, man. You know what I mean? He's like, I don't forget what he said, but basically he said, fuck you. And fuck you too. Like Eddie Murphy shit, like, fuck you too. And a lot of people was like, yeah, we don't know what he did to him when he was in school. But some people had compassion. Some people had, a heart. They're like, yeah, well, he up right now, my nigga. Went through a crash and, your health was in jeopardy. You still winning. You still up. You in your older age. It won't cost you nothing to get that nigga a band. $500. You know what I mean? Let me point you in the right direction. Help pull you up. If anything, because we so black and we but you're black, that's why I don't buy none of this bullshit, right? Because even if he did do the worst to him, right? Besides trying to kill him or kill his mom or some crazy shit. If it ain't nothing like that, touching no kids and while you did something crazy, while you was watching my little cousin or something, in the public eye, why shit on him? Say, yo, call my number, call my manager. Then when you get him on the phone, and I know he ain't got to do this. I'm just saying how ill it would have looked if he would have been like, yeah, I got you, bro. And then in the back line, shitting on him. We wouldn't have known unless the brother came out like, yeah, that nigga gave me his number. Then when I called to get, some help, that nigga shitted on me. That would be ill too, but at least for that, while the cameras is flashing. Lights, 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 lights. Flashing. Lights, while the cameras is flashing. You say, yo, you know what? Yeah, you did do me dirty, but I'm a billionaire. I'm a millionaire. I'm up. What you need, my nigga? I'm a you homeless? I'm a look out for you. How powerful more would that have been to me than to shit on him? To me. Again, everybody got their own opinion, so I'm not gonna, be mad at your opinion. That's your opinion. I'm gonna just say if he would have did that for that brother in the public eye, like, yeah, we more sticking together. And I'll end this topic with this. Back in the 70s, when it was the Marvin Gaye's, what's going on and all that, the Black Panther Party coming out of the late 60s, we used to be like right on and righteous and, what's going on, brother? I know sometimes we say king now and shit, what's up, queen and all that. It be sounding more generic now because we know people ain't really, they ain't deserving of these fucking titles. And some people probably wasn't deserving back then either. You weren't dope or you hanging on the corner, you a pimp. But it was more like right on, and we was more What's the word I'm looking for? Closeness. That's not the word, but that's the picture I'm trying to paint. More closeness. You know what I mean? Some black, we sticking together type shit. You know what I'm saying? And through the years, that has dissipated. That has gone away. What else we got? We ain't got too many more topics, and we've been on here now for 50 minutes. Saturday night, I didn't think I was gonna go live. I got off like 11ish. Normally I get off at 12, so I'll be tired, nigga, getting off working. And when it's cold outside, it was cold today. Nigga had 3 fucking jackets on and shit. What's the word? Let's talk about this T.I. shit, T.I. 50 Cent, real briefly, because we talked about this already when T.I. was first jacking for position. You know what I'm saying? But I want to talk about it in 2 ways. This is gonna be the first video that I play. I wasn't playing everybody's videos, but I will play this one. I will play this one. Because this was 50 Cent posted.
Some people call me Tip, but this is about another kind of tip that can help our mothers, our sisters, our brothers, and our fathers help get the perpetrators who commit crimes against them off the streets. All you gotta do is call Crime Stoppers Atlanta. Tips can be anonymous, and there's even a reward. The number to Crime Stoppers Atlanta is 404-577-8477. That's 404-577-TIP. Channel 2, community coverage, you can count. Some people call me Tip.
Alright, so 50 Cent is the king of all trolls. I think it's Godzilla of the trolls, right? Before we get to that, let's talk about the verses, right? Because I think T.I. Tip, he was on, he releasing an album, just came out, supposed to be his last one, right? And even before we even go further, my opinion of Tip as an MC is he's top notch. Tip is top notch. He's definitely that dude. Got a lot of hits. He got swag, got vocabulary, got wordplay, can ride a beat. Lyrical ability is, if we're going on 10 being top 10, Tip is like 8, 9 lyrical ability. He's nice, right? And he got the hits to back it up. So there's that. But this is why I said we touched on this before. I only played that because we're going to get to 50 Cent basically like, this is Tip, but we talking about another Tip. Oh, basically trying to talk about like snitching and working with the police, right? We'll address that. But I want to address the verses again because when it first, I don't know if it was 2 years now, 3 years, when he first was like, yeah, I would love to go verses with 50 Cent. We'll talk about the hip hop aspect of it first. Although I said all that about Tip, I think 50 Cent will win the verses. I think he'll win the verses. Although I think T.I. is better lyrically than 50 Cent. I think he's better lyrically than 50 Cent. I think he's more articulate lyrically, putting the wordplay together, flows together. I don't think 50 Cent could do what he does. But if we're talking about verses and your 20 best songs versus my 20 best songs, I don't even think it's close. And in the comments under this post, a lot of people was like, after the massacre, basically it's a fall off. And I'm like, not necessarily true at all. It's not true at all. Because although the massacre is a classic, in my opinion, Get Rich or Die Trying is better, but some people like, nah, they neck and neck. It could be. That's enough to do a verses off those 2 albums. Now, Tip got, one of my favorite albums by Tip is Paper Trail. You know what I'm saying? That's one of my favorite albums by him. He got hits too. Bring 'em Out, 24s, you know what I mean? Patron, even on, songs with Kanye and the Jay-Z's, he can go to that. But after the massacre and Get Rich or Die Trying, 50 Cent got Ambition. He got Curtis with I Get Money. Laugh to the Bank or All the Way to the Bank. He got Romeo and Juliet, which is not on that album, with Chris Brown. He got Came in the World Crying and Frusting. I mean, we ain't have none. He got It's a Big Rich Town. He got I like the way she grind with that booty on me. Shorty with a guy with that booty on me. He got AO technology. We could take it to the mixtape days, to the stunting straight 1-on-1. He got the magic stick. These is all joints that's not even on, these are just side joints. You know what I'm saying? He got So Seductive with Tony Ayo. Like, he will crush. That's why I said people don't really realize, and I know people this new generation, they keep talking about the Fab, and he didn't want to battle Fab, and he don't want to rhyme and all that. He don't have to. I would love to see it, but he don't have to. But, and we talking about just verses. Honestly, really speaking, it's only like 4 or 5 people that can even go on the stage. Tip would it'd be a good first 10 songs, 11, 12 songs. After that, you're done. Your clip is empty. You're not going to have enough to last. Especially, and 50 Cent could probably do 25 songs, 30 songs. That's how many hits he got. And you may not realize that. You're just thinking it's in the club and all that. First album is no skips. Second album, in my opinion, is like, not skips, but maybe like 2 songs that's lesser than the other songs. Come on, Candy Shop. Come on. Too many. You're going to get killed. P-I-M-P. You're going to get killed. And again, with the magic stick, AO technology, Romeo and Juliet, like it when she grind that booty on me, all of these different other songs. I Get Money. It's too many. It's too many. Tip got some good, great songs. Bring 'em out, as I said. Song with Andre 3000, which is one of my favorite songs by Tip. I think it's called I'm Sorry. You know what I mean? Everybody Can't Go and all that. Like, what's the the sense of popping the pill if you ain't picking the hoe up? What's the sense of riding the Lambo if you ain't lifting the dose up? Like, you know what I'm saying? Tip got shit. But I don't think it'll last. Now, that's just the hip-hop part. I would love to see it happen. I would love to see it happen. And real quick, before I get to the snitching part, if it's really snitching, who I think can hang with a 50 Cent on a versus is the people that got the most hits. And that would be Hove, that would be Kanye, that would probably be a Drake, that would probably be a Lil Wayne, that would probably be a Busta, a LL, like people that's just extensive, like easily roll off hits, easily. You know what I'm saying? Like, the list goes on, and you'll be like, damn, I forgot about that. Damn, backseat in my Jeep. Damn, round the work. Damn, you know what I mean? Headbanger. Damn. Like, just the hits. Kanye, just speaking on him, for people that's like, nah, you bugging, Lee. No, you're bugging. Kanye probably got the best first 3 album rollouts of any artist in fucking rap history. That's a fact. Graduation, Late Registration, and fucking, the 808 or whatever. All them hits on there, bro. 3 albums that charted and got bangers on all of them. You'll be hard pressed to think you're going to just go up there and he crazy and he talking crazy and he ran, and then when he put them hits on, you'd be like, oh shit, this nigga got hits after hits after hits, because it's the music business and you need hits. Anyway, let's talk about this shit real briefly. Because we know 50 Cent is a troll. That's why I'm bringing it up. For him to put this video out and at the end of the post is like, keep my name out your mouth. Basically trying to paint T.I. as a, Tip, as working with the police. Woo, And I'll say this. Hate to use these terminologies, but just so we can identify, and put shit in the proper category and perspective. I'm definitely not that now. But I would be considered a street nigga, whole damnly in life. Some people even still now, even though I'm in cure of violence and I'm trying to stop violence, people be like, damn, that's a whole 180 for you. Not a 360, that's a 180, because you with the shits. You always been with the shits. And if you violent, I'm still gonna be with the shits. Make no mistake about it. You know what I'm saying? Even at this big old age, I'm not saying I want to do that, but I'm saying if push come to shove, I'm going to do what I got to do, and that's just the facts. Right now, with that being said, and that's not bragging, I'm not the toughest. I done got the bad end of the stick, you know what I mean? Shit don't go your way. There's always somebody that's tough and that's gangster more than you. First of all, you have to recognize that. Unless you Mayweather, and that's in the ring, where it's rules and regulations. Not out in the world where people do what the fuck they want. with that being said, even the street nigga say, yo, I'm street. If somebody do something to my family and I know who it is or whatever, yeah, I can handle the business. But you need police. 50 Cent. You need police. Your grandmother need police. Your sister need police. Your son need police if something happens. Investigation. You need to make sure shit going, You need police to do their job. Not to say let's go, we about to sweep all the criminals off the street on some police shit. But basically what he was saying, that's after he got caught with all them guns and only got no time, and they made him go on the world tour with Muhammad, my man, to each and every state with the mic in their hand. London, LA, Atlanta, right? He had to do that, basically. Otherwise, you going to jail now. You going to jail now, getting caught with all them guns. We ain't letting you off scot-free. You're going to go on this world tour. We're going to put you in front of this camera, and you're going to say, yo, that's why he mentioned your mother, your sister, your auntie, civilians. They need the police. Because you could be Batman all you want, Mr. Vigilante, Mr. Punisher, and you got all the guns, but you go do some vigilante work and you get caught, you're going to go to jail. They're going to say, wow, what you doing with this mask? What you doing with these handcuffs and these guns, and you out here putting in hood justice? We appreciate you for catching the bad guys, but that's not your job. You're going to go to jail. I don't care if they rename your million. I don't care. You could kill them and do all that if you're willing to go down, get on that yakisobe and that chili con corn line. But basically, what are we saying? All he's saying is, listen, your family need the police, and they do. If we extract the police from the neighborhood, then it's going to be a free fall. And only the strong will survive. It'll be like back in the days, and you got the sheriff, and you got the outlaws. And 10 steps, spin, and bam. You quick on the draw with your hand on the floor. 9 to 11 with the rugged rhymes galore. Because you think hip-hop not proper. When you give it to me like give it to me proper, I'll burn. And when you drink Absolute Straight, it burns. I love to give my chair heads a burn. That's a Method Man reference. Fire song. It burns. Like when I'm in the gym, it burns. Yeah, you could do all that, but you're going to jail. So basically, the community and the neighborhood need police. You may not like it. You may be fuck the police. You may be drugging, slinging. You may be a gang member and all. So then you're going to say fuck the police. I'm going to say fuck the police, especially the bad ones. Not all of them, not the good ones. Even though it's far more bad ones than it is good ones, because the good ones supposed to be getting the bad ones up out of there, but they don't. They stick together, so you're bad too. So that's why we say fuck the police, because they don't go by the book. They do what they want. They violate the law. They run the red lights. They do everything they want because they up under the law. They up under the umbrella of the law. So that's why people have that attitude of fuck the police, but you need the police. Because you ain't coming out when it's time to go stop a crime or to go get the bad guys. Now maybe if they do something to your family, and particularly, then yeah, niggas broke in my house. They took my shit. I know who it was. I don't need the police because I could go do street justice. Yeah, street justice happen a lot. But to paint him as he working with the police or telling you to work with the police, come on, guys. Hopefully y'all smart enough to see that basically what T.I., he had to do that to save himself. He didn't tell on nobody. He just said basically your parents, your family, they need help. That's all he basically saying. And this is a hotline if something happens to them. And you know what I mean? That's all. You can say, oh, you're snitching. It's not snitching when you're a civilian. Snitching is only when both parties or all parties are breaking the law, and then you get caught, and then you tell on your accomplices and say, yo, yeah, we did the robbery. We sold them keys. We killed that person. We raped that lady. We did this. We did that. We did that. That's the only time that is snitching. If you're a civilian, then it's not. Not in the least. Yeah, my mom would call the cops, mommy. Somebody did what? Somebody banging on your door? Yeah, I'm going to come over. But yeah, call the cops, mommy. Yeah, even me, Lee, that been in the streets since I was a kid, mommy, call the cops. Make a police report. You can say what the fuck you want about me. I'm going to do that shit a million times. I'm coming over, mommy, make sure you're good. But yeah, call the cop. You seen his face? how you look. Tell me how you look too. So while they looking for him, I'm looking for the nigga too. Come on, guys. What we got? One more topic? Two more, or one more? Let's see. Take one more. Two more. First, the last one is the Super Bowl, but before we get to the Super Bowl, let's get to this. Legendary Bills, what's the word? Happy Saturday on the Saturday night. We live, we roll, we unscripted. Let's talk about this ASAP Rocky shit real quick.
That's the kind of shit I'm into. I'm in the dive bars. I'm in the lounges. I'm in the pubs. I'm not into the clubs. The club culture is dead. Why the hell you want to be around a bunch of motherfuckers having a staring contest? When I'm flexing on you for about to pay 10x how much a fucking beverage elixir costs in the fucking liquor store, and go over there and they want to charge you $1 million for a bottle of Casamigos in 1942. What? Get the fuck out of here.
Get the fuck out of here.
In my living room, call some friends over, have a gathering, no weirdos around, play some cards, some crazy eights, call it a day. That's the kind of shit I'm into. I'm in the dive bars. I'm in the lounges.
So basically, a lot of people was agreeing.
Pubs.
I've been was saying this. Now, I'll say this too, right? If you ain't have your club run, or some women will say you ain't have your whole phase, then you need to get it out of your system so you can get it. I will say, obviously things come with growth and maturity. So I could say for me that yesteryear, I was in the club all the time. That's how I met some of your favorite straight stunting models, your OnlyFans, and bitches that you want to be around, etc. We did all that. We pop bottles, pop champagne, oh, pop champagne, oh, pop champagne. We need more bottles. Tell mommy hurry up. We did all that already, right? And it's fun when you're doing it. When you're doing it and doing it well, when you ain't got to wait online, and how much I done did that. I done blew so much money, and I wish I had it now, because it's like, damn it, man. So for those that didn't do it, I'm telling you right now, don't waste your money on doing it, because you could use that money for something, more constructive that'll work for you and your lady is, than wasting it and trying to be the man, and like you said, flexing on some niggas or showing some bitches you the man. Let's just keep it honest. I don't know about self-esteem and all that. Like I seen some other videos when they saying the correlation of why people do this. Everybody do it for different reasons. I know I did a lot of time, and there's no excuses. I did time. I came home. I started getting a couple dollars. I was making up for time. I don't know about self-esteem issues. You know what I mean? But it's like, yeah, I ain't get to pop no bottles. I ain't get to fuck no business. I ain't get to do X, Y, Z. So I'm going to do it now. And YOLO, you only live once. So I done did that already. Come out, go to the club, see how niggas is charging and standing in line. Well, how much is a section? You know what I mean? Because we don't want to wait online. Even if the people that's with me ain't got an eye. How much a bit? We ain't up in it. We gonna do what we do. As far as what he's saying, as far as motherfuckers staring at you angrily and all that, I ain't really get a lot of that hanging in the club. I'm not saying everybody love me and I'm a lovable type of guy. You know what I mean? Or people know not to do that to me. I'm just regular degular in that regard too. Like everybody else, it's 1,000 motherfuckers like me mobbing the streets on some DMX shit. I ain't special, you know what I mean? But I didn't get a lot of that. And plus, when you go out, it's like the same people that you run into. There's certain people that's what they do. They like to go out to the different spots. They burn one spot down. They jump to the next spot, try to make the next spot live. What really killed the club, in addition to buying the bottles, I mean, if you got the money, then you got it. I never was complaining about the bottles back then. I may say now, because I ain't got it now like how I used to have it. So it's like, yeah, $3.50 for a fucking bottle of Casamigos, nigga, is you crazy. Like you said, I could go to the liquor store, do that shit in the crib. One, I don't even drink no more, but, if I still was, it's like, why go double the price and hurt my pockets just for some chicks to not even be dancing with us no more, to be on the phone, doing their TikToks, doing certain shit, not even interacting. Certain things get old and you outgrow it. But this is the other thing why I kind of stopped going, right? One, this is the hustling days when you're doing shit, you get money, you woo, woo, and And again, I know nobody owes me, going back to the gorilla topic and her sister and even Carissa Shields, right? Talking about, if you want it, then you got to sacrifice. So I know that I'm not blaming nobody. But what I'll say is, some of my constituents or even associates, people that be from the same borough or other boroughs, you keep seeing them, they seeing you. You don't know what they do, but you know what they do. They don't know what you do, but they know what you do. Y'all never really collaborate, but y'all can buy bottles, blow hookah, blow weed in the club, but you can't get no legit money together. You can't come together to do no bigger, deffer, flyer shit on some Chris Rock shit. Bigger, what was it? Bigger, deffer, something. That was the name of his HBO show special. We could blow weed together. We could pop bottles together, get drunk together, fuck bitches together, right? And you can't drink your life away, smoke your life away, fuck your life away. That's a Wu-Tang reference. And Wu-Tang loved the kids. We could do all this shit together. We could get leave money together. We could be partners together, or however our workings is. But we can't get no business together. We can't get no storefront. We can't help these kids. We can't put no ideas together to do shit. And when I seen that all niggas want you to do is come out because they know you're going to buy bottles. They know you're going to get a section. They know you're going to bring some people or some joints. And you making them look good as the promoters. When I first came home and was getting a couple dollars and was going out, I wasn't even hip to that game. It had to be maybe like 2, 3, 4 years in of going hard in the paint. Thus the name Popovich. I was always popping at. Always. If it's popping, I'm there. If it's lit, I'm there. If niggas is there, we there. You know what I'm saying? We gonna make it live. And like Nas said, New York niggas, universal survivors. Go to anywhere that's live, make it liver. That's what we gonna do. And that's what I was doing. But after a while, I said, damn, wonder why all the promoters want a nigga number. Yo, Lee, you coming out? Yo, come over here. I know you're going to bring the joints. I know you're going to bring some bad joints. I know section, get a section. Section 13, section 1500, section 500, you're going to get a bottle. You get to bring 2 people. And I started seeing the game. At first, I didn't see the game because I wasn't aware. I just was going out to have fun, just to go out and just be doing me. Then I started saying, oh, I wonder why, I was about to say a name. I wonder why these females that's, you got female promoters, you got janky promoters, you got nigga promoters. Like, oh, I wonder why they always be hitting me up because the nigga done spent the bottle, especially at the strip clubs. Like, oh, no, you and your man can get in, but, get the bottles. And I started saying, oh. But when it's something else, or when I come with some cozy souls or some business shit, it's like I get the cold shoulder. So you're just usury and fuckery. And that's why the club is dead for me. Can't really speak why it's dead for you. You may got your reason. Like, nah, these bitches be on their phones too much. These bitches is too entitled. All they want is drinks and they ain't trying to slide on some Mano shit. I done spent 10 bands in there and then you outside the club as a whole rapper looking for some stripper joint that ain't paying you no mind. Like, huh? and that's you, Mano, for telling that story and putting your business out there. So there's that. That's why the club is dead to me. I don't think I'm never going to be, not to say a nigga can't go to a lounge, but like he said, if you got a nice space, your house or somebody got a nice space, y'all be better off getting some drinks, having some food, playing spades, dancing. You bring your lady, they bring their lady. Those be the best of times anyway. When you grow, you mature, and you realize everything, you ain't got to dance to every party. Plus, niggas just want you. Then niggas still, and they older age, still got to worry about getting the blicky in. That was like maybe like 3 years ago. One of my mans like, yo, you going? It was on one of my people's. I ain't gonna say the name, cause then you'll know it was their birthday and shit. Their birthday coming up now, and we was outside and shit, waiting to get in. It was like, yo, boom, boom, boom. I got the. I'm like, you got the jump on? Like, what you need that for, my nigga? Like, what we even here for if you gotta, you know what I mean? It's supposed to be, and I get it, shit happens. I'm not naive. I used to stay with the blicky, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going nowhere without it, so I get it. But I was younger. I'm not at the age that I am now. I didn't have kids. I didn't have certain responsibilities. I wasn't here mentally yet. So I'm like, damn, you gotta do that. I'm hanging with you. We going up in here. Hey, nigga, I'm out, nigga. Not soft, not scared. I just don't want to be on that Yakisobe line no more. I don't want that chili con corn and I don't care no more. I don't want that. I don't want to lift my nuts. You know what I mean? I don't want all that. I don't want to wear state greens and for some fuck dumb shit. I'm smarter than that now. At least you should be. Especially if you got a couple of felonies like I do under your belt. You ain't got much more to waste, so what the fuck is you doing? And then he was older than me. I'm like, yeah, looking like, yeah, that niggas don't learn. And I'm a hard-headed nigga who didn't listen, so you got what you came for. Surgery with chainsaw. It's a DMX reference. Niggas just started something. It's like, I ain't doing that shit. That's the show, but before we get out of here, we will get into our Super Bowl prediction. And we had it right. Have you seen the show? We had New England beating Denver, money line, but we had Denver with the 3.5. Patriots won by 3. And we had Seattle beating the Rams, and they beat them good. This one here, I waited till the last minute because a few people keep asking me, like, yo, Lee, who you taking in the Super Bowl? Who you think gonna win? And, obviously every year, we cover sports on the channel, et cetera, et cetera. And before I say my pick, y'all know that, well, if you don't know, you just watching, I see we got 2 people on YouTube and we got some people on Instagram. YouTube up here, Instagram down here, and my own camera. So that's why you see me looking like a circle. I mean, that's why I'm not distracted. But if you are familiar with my content, and even if you're not, I think sports is scripted and rigged. And I'm going to say I've been under that mindset, that mind frame for the last 5 years, 4 years. I mean, I always thought certain things was bad beats or, damn, how did that happen? Since I've been, gambling in sports, and I've been gambling for damn near like the past 10 years. You know what I mean? Keep it all the way a buck. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, damn, shit don't be adding up, or shit start to add up in a certain way. You're like, oh, this shit is scripted. Definitely football is scripted. If no other sport is scripted, football is scripted. With that being said, so Bill Belichick got denied the Hall of Fame, even though if you watch sports and you know who the Patriots are, we all can agree that Bill Belichick is a first valid Hall of Famer. But they denied him. Robert Kraft, who's the owner of the New England Patriots, he also was, had a chance to get in to be a first-time Hall, the first ballot. They denied him. Tom Brady, I think he's going to go in like another 2 years because he played, he went to the Tampa Bay Bucks and got the ring first year. He scripted and rigged. You know what I mean? Against Patty Mahomes. So this is what I think. I'm thinking like, damn, all right, that's the first blow, no Belichick. Second blow, no Robert Kraft. Third blow, New England lose. They say come in threes. It's the perfect setup. But why I don't think that is because they keep pushing Seattle on us. They keep pushing them. Seattle, 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 Seattle. Sam Darnold. Woo, ah. And I know Mike Vrabel was first-year head coach. Obviously, he won 3 championships with the Patriots. Drake May in his second season. Sam Darnold been around. I think it's going to be a close game. So for me, who I'm going to bet on, I'm going to bet on the Patriots because they're getting 4.5. I think if they do lose and they don't win outright, I think they lose by 3. I think they lose by 4, by 2. I think they, probably even winning the game in the final, minutes. And Seattle got to drive. Sam Darnold got to do it, and they kick a field goal to win the game. So I won't be surprised if New England lose, but I don't think they're going to lose by more than that 4.5. That's who I like. That's who I'm taking. You can let me know who you like. You can let me know if you think sports is scripted and rigged. Real quick, too, being how we speaking on sports. If you didn't catch the NBA show, which is NBA Picking with Pop, it was 10 games today. We went 7-3. We had a great day today. And we've been doing good. I do an NBA show every single day. So if you in the sports, you in the NBA, you're trying to find out who I like, who I'm betting on, then all you got to do is, tune in. We do an NBA show every day. My 3 losses today was Atlanta. Had them as the play of the day. We actually hit 6 plays. We actually hit 6 play of the days in a row. So we lost that. We lost the Portland Trail Blazers. They lost. They won by 7. I needed them to win by 10. And actually, I know my correction. We went 8-2. That's my only 2 losses today. We had Sacramento with the 14. We had Philly. We had the Lakers. We had Denver. We had Utah. We had no, I had Dallas. So it is 3. 3 losses, 7 wins. Tomorrow, it's 4 games. Let me do that now because I know I'm not getting up before 12 o'clock on no Sunday on my day off. I'm not getting up. All right, let's do the NBA show real quick, and then I'll just put this video up. 4 games tomorrow. We got my New York Knicks at Boston. Boston giving 3.5. I like Boston at home, minus the 3.5. We got Miami at Washington. Washington getting 10.5. If you watch the show, you know I like to do that on the half. You know what I mean? I'm being funny. I like Miami. We got the LA Clippers out on the road at Minnesota. Minnesota Timberwolves, that's an ESPN game. That's at 3 o'clock. You know, all the games are going to start because the Super Bowl is at 6:30 or whatever time it is. Minnesota lost their last game to, who they lost to? To the Pelicans. I don't think they lose 2 in a row at home. I'm going with the Minnesota Timberwolves. Last game of the night, or last game of the day, the Toronto Raptors at home playing the Indiana Pacers. Indiana getting 8.5. And I like the Pacers. I like the Pacers with the 8.5. Play of the day. It's only 4 games. We're going to get a play of the day out right now, so I ain't got to do this video tomorrow. The play of the day is the Miami Heat. I think the Miami Heat come in and they spank the Wizards and they win the game. So that way I ain't got to do my show tomorrow because I'm going to probably be sleeping tomorrow. But that's the show. Y'all know who it is. It's your guy, Popovich. Y'all was just tuned in. Popovich TV. We live. We rolling. We unscripted. We authentic. That feeling. Back up in here. One more again. Yeah, kid. Gotta be safe.